Hello and welcome everybody. In this I don't know if it's the right way to call it episode, but in this video and series, we decided we're going to be talking not just generally about CRO principles, theory, and frameworks, but we specifically want to cover the audit part because we received a lot of feedback from people asking us to do something more specific, like, hey, can you show us how you work like on some optimization? How do you optimize the website? Like what do you use? How do you actually apply these frameworks and these theories that you're talking about? And we're like, yeah, actually that's a good idea. Why not? So once in a while, maybe even once every 2 weeks, once every week, we'll try our best to do these audits of some absolutely random websites. So today it's going to be just HR. So we don't work for them. We don't have anything related to them. So it's just going to be an educational format to show you guys how exactly these guys can improve their website and what is the potential revenue upside they have in our subjective and personal opinion. So as always, I'm one of your hosts, Alexander Tupikov. I work in CRO for the last 5 years, had my own startup, and I'm running a CRO agency at the moment and helping start different SaaS businesses to improve their conversion rates.
Yeah, and I'm your other host, Dmitry Zhirov. I'm a direct response copywriter and CRO specialist. Work alongside with Alex to help SaaS companies and just companies in general improve their conversion rates. And like Alex mentioned, we're doing a new series of free audits for different companies. So we're going to share a few frameworks and a few kind of checklists that you could go and you could follow along and do this for your own website as well. And if you're watching this and you want us to do an audit for your company, just let us know in the comments below. Leave the link of your website, and we'll just pick and choose out of the comments moving forward. So that, yeah, we could give you guys a free audit. You could get an insight as to how we think about CRO and how we go about optimizing people's websites and different companies' websites and marketing.
Yep. So right onto it. Jazz HR. So if you've never heard of this company, looks like, well, we've done a little bit of research about this. So it's an ATS company. So it's an ATS software. So what is an ATS? Is a software which recruiters, so talent acquisition people, specialists, apply as a layer of qualification of candidates in the moment when they're sourcing for new talents. So to not to have this thousands of interviews with some random people, but to have interviews with more qualified people. And qualified here is basically the keyword relevance of the application to the job description. So, and obviously there are different ways of doing this qualification. There are different companies trying to deliver the best way of the best quality score, so recruiters stay their time. And first of all, I want to talk about a little bit about, as you know, about this company a little more right now. I want to talk about what kind of framework we're going to be following, because obviously we don't have any data in place to, see what is the conversion rate for this page, right? What is the conversion rate for this demo between demo? Oh, how many screens they got? 10? Okay, this page. And so we just going to be using heuristics evaluation and an assumption that, let's say, the home page has low conversion rate. And so we can, from our experience, we can tell that they have a low conversion rate in this page, but we don't have any specific data in place. So please don't judge us based on that. So we're just basically going from our experience. And so again, assuming that this page is a problem, now we move on right to the next tab as to the research. If you were following our first episodes, where we can't really use anything like qualitative Hotjar. Like we don't have, again, access to any of the softwares they're using, to see the scroll depth, the heat maps, recording, like what people are talking about, like all this qualitative sort of feedback. We can collect it. We can do some guerrilla testing, right? We can do some user testing. Actually, maybe Dima, it's a good idea to do further down the line. But for now, we're just going to be using only heuristic simulation and psychology to break this down. Actually, in a very, you'll see in a bit pretty mathematical way, break down the advantages and disadvantages of this page, and basically what are the flows and what they can do about this. So I highly recommend you to check out this guide. So it's a conversion rate agency. I think these guys are in UK, and I just know the founder. So not the founder, but one person working there, and he created this very cool guide. So what is, why should you use heuristics evaluation, and the framework? So there is a lift model, which he, I think, took from these guys, but it doesn't really matter because the idea of this lift model is very cool. So basically, to lift up your conversion rates on a page from the heuristics, it's actually very simple, right? You should understand that there's way more you can learn and talk about it, but we can just stick to a simple version of it. So there's a value proposition is the number one thing that pushes the conversion forward. So I would say, from my experience, 70% of experiments were the winners just because of value props and optimization, and it probably drove the most revenue for my for the companies I work for. And then it also is supported by relevance, clarity, and anxiety and distraction, and it's all fueled by the urgency. And you can scroll down here to read a little bit more in advance about different stuff, like what kind of relevance, what does it mean, right? So what is dynamic customization, for example, right? Segmentation, etc. Clarity, how you can improve it. We're not going to be talking about this right now, so we're gonna probably have another. I think I'm not sure if we talked about it in the last episode, but like, yeah, just go check this out. And yeah, Dima, do you have anything to add here?
I think just a good point. Just check out this website, see what it is, like go through the article itself, just so you could get an in-depth understanding of kind of the framework that we're following right now to do this.
Yep. And so we created this 70 benchmark framework, which is more mathematical way of analyzing websites on conversions. So I attended one conference like a while ago in actually Germany. It was a virtual one, and there was a very, very experienced guy. He was sort of a psychologist, dash, CRO specialist, and he shared this guide with the audience, and I adjusted it a little bit. And so it's a way to basically scoring each point of each heuristics, from 1 to 5 on 1 to 5 scale. And then in the end, you'll have the results of what is the average score you got, and then you can calculate the potential. And the idea is, if the result is like 50% average, then the potential is another 50%, meaning you can double the conversion rate, right? If you implement everything correctly. And the cool part is, like, you can do the same for your competitors. For example, using these frameworks for your company, you can do this for some of your competitors to then go and show, for example, to your management team, to your executives that, hey, like, here's what our competitors have, and they have it more optimized. We don't have it optimized, and there is a potential we can achieve if you optimize it. So it's a very good way to earn some trust from your managers, and also get some budget on this kind of stuff, because, as you know, it's impossible to do this with no money. So yeah, we're going to be just following this framework step by step and evaluating and giving some score from our opinion to each of this point. Okay, so Dima, let's talk about the relevance. Okay, so the first question here is that the place I was searching? So we can go to site. So how to answer your question? You need to analyze the Google results to see if the copy on the snippet in Google is relevant to the page. So there is no gap between your expectations and the results. So what you can do, you just go here, site, Jazz HR. No, you don't do this. JazzHR.com. Cool. And now you can see, actually it didn't work as what I wanted to do. Maybe there is a, yeah, typo, but either way, we have it here, right? So, Jazz HR, award-winning recruiting software for small businesses. So it's a powerful, user-friendly applicant tracking system that is purpose-built to help businesses exceed their recruiting goals. This is actually usually a problem I see. So marketers do the copy here on Google, and designers do the copy on a website. And then obviously the copy here is more or less good, and then the copy on the website is crap. And here's a very good example of it. So literally you can see here that Jazz HR is a recruiting software for small businesses, right? It's powerful, user-friendly, and it's purpose-built to help businesses exceed their recruiting goals. So its applicant tracking system is clear. So when I read this, and yeah, most people don't read this, but like some people still do. So if we read this, we understand at least that this is a recruiting software for small businesses. And if we click on it, what we see is recruit better, hire faster. So it's really completely like it's missing the point of what is this software all about. So here we are talking that this is a software for small businesses. Here we're talking that recruit better, hire faster. So this is a very good example of relevancy heuristic, which is broken, because we are not talking about that this is software, right? We're not talking about small businesses at all for some reason. We're not talking about pretty much any benefits. All we're saying is recruit better, hire faster, which is very, very ambiguous because we can recruit better like by outsourcing the recruiting to some other people. We can recruit better by, I don't know, improving my latency, right? Getting new internet. So there's a lot of ways how we can recruit better and how we can hire faster. And so find and the subheadline says, find and hire the right talent fast. So it's actually repeating the headline. Subheadlines always should reveal and expand the headline. Here they repeat itself. So hire the right talent fast with the only hiring platform built for businesses like yours, right? And so if I'm a big company and they do this for small businesses and I'm bringing businesses like me, I'm thinking, what the hell, guys, you're talking about, right? Then we can scroll, how we can help you get started. So we didn't even know yet what is it, like something way here, okay, ATS for SMBs here, and now how we can help you get started, right? And you're right, okay, like, so I don't even understand yet what is it, what you're talking about, but you're already talking about how we get started. And here, another problem is, again, we are still not talking about this software. So there is some picture of a dude doing some smiling, doing some papers, streamline process with just HR, and candidate sourcing, employer branding, interview assessment, compliance, whatever. And what is the difference between this and an HR agency, for example? There is no difference. HR agency, they also can streamline the entire recruiting process for you, right? They also can do sourcing, they do employer branding and whatever, right? So I still don't know that this is an ATS for small businesses. Let me scroll down further. Okay, now there are some benefits here, unlimited jobs and users. Now, if I'm a recruiter, which I'm most likely am, because let's say I'm a target audience, right? So now I'm starting to probably understand that, okay, if it's unlimited jobs, maybe it's a software, get up and running fast, our platform. Okay, cool. So now I'm starting to understand that this is a software. But again, this is some random icons with no there is no hint that this is a software. But so visually, I can't really understand. I just see people around. This is a platform, an app, and highly customizable. Okay, this is clearly telling me that this is a software. And integrations, again, I want to see the picture of integrations, right? I as a person, I don't want to see a shaking, person shaking hand to his girlfriend or whatever. And Jazz HR is interested with your all favorite HR tools. Okay, here we go. There's a picture right here, but these are partners. Forbes, I still don't understand what is the functionality aside from the fact that unlimited jobs and users get a rank file is highly customizable. So, and again, nothing about small businesses, nothing about user friendly, nothing about, yeah. So basically all of these things that they're talking about here, they're really, really deep here in the page. And I need to really read about this to understand that this is an ATS, and there is no even against a side, not a sign under this. This is for small businesses. So I would put 1 for this specific point. Dima, it's tossing it over to you.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like one thing you want to think about, right? It depends on who's writing the copy for your website. But let's say you're the copywriter for your website, right? The above the fold section should reveal everything to who the target audience is, what is the main solution, what is the transformation that you get. And like you were saying, there has to be congruency between what you saw on Google, like when you're about to click the link, and then when you come to the website. Because if there's a gap, and people have to make a mental leap to try to understand what's going on, it's going to be harder for them to fully understand. Sometimes people may click on that link, say recruiting software, they could come here and then now they're going to be confused, and that adds more friction to the process, right? You don't want people to have to think too much. You want people to get all the information that they need so that they can jump right over to the next step. And like we've just analyzed the website, like we've gone through it, you don't really understand that it's like a platform for recruiting or a software for recruiting until you get about halfway through and you really have to dig. Like we've worked with companies similar to this in the past, so different ATSs, different hiring softwares, and that's probably a reason as to why we're able to understand what the software is and what it does. But somebody who's kind of just coming into this page raw and doesn't really know, it's going to be a while for them to fully get what is the value, what is the purpose, and what is the transformation of this website, and this software as well. Like you're saying, this guy's dealing with papers, the other one's shaking hands, and so it's something that we really have to, like, you have to keep in mind. Give people a full idea of what's actually happening and what's going on. And you do that with your pictures and with your headlines, with your copy, but be clear. You don't have to be super long, but be clear and concise so that people can actually get a good idea of what's happening and what they're looking at.
What's your score here?
I'd probably give it a 1 as well.
Okay, let's stick to the 1. Cool. Is that for people like me? So this is a personas analysis. So in this case, we're probably gonna skip this one because it's really hard. It's very time consuming to do this persona analysis. So how it's done is you need to do 5 to 8 interviews with the target audience. In this case, with talent acquisition specialists and recruiters, and create a user success canvas. And then you need to understand to see if the page is speaking to their pain points, right, and problems. So only after this you can really do a great job in understanding. So especially if you're not, like, we are not recruiters, obviously, to understand, like, is it something they're looking for. So for, like, just give you a simple example, if you talk to 8 people, right, and 5 of them are like, oh, I want to see unlimited users, right, oh, I want to, the adoption is a problem for my company, right, then this benefits is way better than if they're like talking about completely different stuff and you're putting these things out here. So we're just gonna skip this, right, Dima, for now. So
Yeah, just a quick thing, like they actually really understand their target audience. Like if you go to Why Jazz HR, they have a video that kind of goes through the different problems, which this video really should be on the homepage. it goes over the different problems
Good point.
that HR people go through. Like if you scroll just a little bit down, but anyways, no, I meant in the video. But anyways, they list out all the problems. Like one of the main problems that HR have is that they have so much stuff going on that going through different resumes like here, they have so much stuff going on. They're super busy. And still they have so much work to do. So they truly understand their target audience, or at least whoever made this video does, right? And I would say that they're not really putting any of this on their homepage. So
Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah, like
That's a
they
good
do.
point. That's a
Yeah.
good point. Yeah, they do understand, and that's often the situation. Like, obviously, like if this company is successful, and because we can imagine it has 130 people, and I think about 150,000 traffic, right, monthly visits, so visits a month. Well, obviously they do know something about recruiting, right? I think they're expert in this field. That's why they build this software, which is apparently successful. But yeah, the number one problem that holding back these companies from really growing their conversion rate and increasing, basically getting more revenue from their websites and content is that like they don't know how to use this expertise and knowledge to present on the page. So yeah, that's a very good point that you just mentioned. That yeah, they're in this video they brought up very good points. Like they need automation, right? They need eliminate this busy work and etc. And it's not really here. Yeah, this
Yeah.
homepage is very, very vague. And it doesn't really tell me if this talking about, it doesn't really talking about any pain points. So interviews, assessments, compliance code. Yeah, it has something here. Let's give it I don't know, let's give it 3. But there is definitely way more things you can do about this.
Yeah.
Content, does the wording follow the intent, especially headlines? Yeah, so
I
we're
would
going
say
back
I would say no right away, pretty much.
we go back to rounds, right? So the intent is, yeah, recruit better, hire faster, our customers love us, integrate, bring the power, best ATS. So there is, yeah, if my intent is to learn or try the ATS, I don't even see that this is an ATS until I scroll down to here.
Yeah.
So this is it's a pretty poor job in terms of wording that following the intent. So I would give it 1. Is emotional resonance created? Is the experience focused? I would toss it to Dima. Dima is way better in this story creation part and emotions element of a page. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, personally, just by looking at it, and you also mentioned this before, like it's so broad. Like this could be for any like company for recruiting, right? It could be an agency, it could be a consultant, it could be like there's so many things that this could be for that I'm more confused rather than emotionally engaged. From the headlines that I saw, there was no real flow. It's kind of just like building blocks, which is fine sometimes, right? Especially for home pages, like it can be building blocks, that's okay. But you got to make sure that it kind of makes sense and there is a flow to it. There's no transformation. There's no focus on like what I get out of it, no hidden benefits that they bring up. And so in terms of emotional, I would probably say like low, like 1 or 2. It's not really much going on. I feel like I'm looking at a corporate website that just kind of put something together and just put it out there, and then mostly focused on back end software, which is like most of the many clients that we work with. They're very technical, very great software solutions, but the marketing aspect of it is like it's a little disconnected. Um, and that's kind of what is coming through to me by just looking at this website here.
Yeah, and I would add a little note. Like I would probably give it 2 because at least they're using smiling photo here of a
That's
guy.
true. That's
So
true.
it makes me feel like better and happier. And because if you go, for example, my favorite example is to Bank of America. I think this is the one. Oh no, Bank of America credit card, I think. I really hope they didn't remove this. Open. So yeah, they probably did remove it. They changed it. So before, when you were Googling credit card, Bank of America, there was a very, very gray picture of a very sad person, woman, carrying a baby. And it was so nuts. Like there was a lot of talk about this in CRO communities. So probably they decided finally to remove it. And it was really, really depressing. Like when you were looking at this woman, you're like, oh really? I need to I want to just open up a credit card account, and I'm looking at this goal, so it's pretty bad. So I would give it 2 at least for happy pictures, guys. It's a great way of creating some yeah, personal, like just it lifts me up a little bit. At least I don't think like I'm gonna, if I starting seeing a demo. By the way, speaking of CTA, seeing a demo is really crazy, but like if I start using this product, at least I'm not gonna be sad. So does the landing page show the range of products? This is more for e-commerce, so we'll skip it. Is it clear what range of pricing is offered? Low, mid, high. So this is a very good point. So when you're selling a high-end products, the page should really reflect what you're selling. You can't sell high-end products basically and have this website, right? So I think it's obvious that it's not just gonna work. So when you have high-end products, make it look like it's a high-end. For example, if you're selling what kind of Apple? Yeah, Apple is a good example. So right, this is you can see that this is a high-end product mostly because of the quality of the pictures. So here we don't have any hint whether it's what kind of pricing is it. Is it a low tier or high tier product? So even if you go to other ATS software, for example, which one is it? Bamboo HR, Dima?
There's Bamboo. Bamboo's a good one. They have a pretty good website.
Right here, right? So you can see that these guys, I have a feeling that first of all, it's a software, right? And I'm not sure if it has to do something with the pricing, but at least I understand that probably gonna pay some subscription of, $200-300. Here it's really very vague because I'm still thinking of it as a service based on the pictures and the general vibes. So it's really hard to say what is the cost of this solution, but it's $200-300 as you can see per month. So yeah, like it's not really expensive compared to other solutions, but it doesn't yeah, I would say it's not really clear. So I would say 2 maybe here. And the next one is, do value propositions exist to fit the emotional values? Well, you can say that this value proposition sort of, well, it's not the value proposition, right? But it's sort of, let's say, hit the emotional values I got. I want to hire faster and recruit better, right? But it's not combined with the value. So it's just the emotional aspect of it.
Yeah.
So I think this one is not, well, it's very, again, ambiguous, but I'm looking for a good example. Okay, I think this is a good example. So Dima, I think you can also talk more about this here, but like it easily integrates with all your favorite HR tools. So by simply adding easily and integrate and favorite, like it already combines the value proposition that there is just by simply putting like integration, like a lot of integrations, saying that it's easily. So I have a feeling that, all right, it's going to be very easy, just plug and play. I can integrate this with my favorite HR tools, the tools that I like, right? So it's just better in terms of emotional rating rather than just pure analytical reasoning. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is not a bad headline here. In terms of like emotions though, it's kind of far from all the other headlines. they are a little bit ambiguous and a little bit broad, so they don't really, they don't give the vehicle for transformation, or they kind of show the transformation itself, like you will hire faster.
Yeah.
But how I'm gonna get there, there's a lot of questions that it arises more questions rather than gives me more answers. And the more questions that people start to think of when they see something, the more resistance there's going to be in the process. So if they want a demo, they don't want people asking questions like, how do I recruit better? How do I recruit faster? What is your solution that you're offering? Like, so you just want to make it as clear as possible. Just remove the ambiguity, remove the broadness, and try to get a little bit more specific. And if you can, add proof as well.
Yeah, that's a good point about the proof. So I think we can finish this section for now. Maybe leave the rest for the next couple of videos, because it's a lot. I just realized right now it's a lot. It's a lot. We can just talk about this the whole day. So yeah, let's use also two here, and now is the whole experience coherent to other pages? So it's also a very great question. So how does it work, like in a relation to other pages? So let's say if we click on request a demo, so yeah, it is coherent. I can say that there's still the same pictures of a person here walking somewhere. So schedule time now. So if I click on see demo, I can see schedule time right now. That's pretty much what I want to do. Exploring recruiting software for a company referred by a Jazz HR partner, looking to explore our partnership. Okay, so here's the thing. I think it's different heuristics, but like there's so many choices here, and like mostly people, I don't have the analytics in place, but mostly I think people not clicking, on this one.
Yeah, they should have a separate page for that altogether.
Yeah, they should have completely separate page. But speaking of schedule time right now, let's remove this one. So it's not relevant here. It's, I think, already -1 point.
Yeah.
So schedule time now, exploring for your company. I'm a business owner HR member looking to learn more. Oh, so actually it's very unclear. So they kind of trying to see them playing from a fact that like I'm reading this out loud, sort of like in my head. Like, because like, and you know why is it unclear? Because they use here they're talking like from their side, so it's like they're asking me a question in my head, so I'm reading this like from their perspective, right? Exploring creating software for a company, and then I keep reading this from their perspective here, right? But it's already but they're talking about my personal about my thoughts right here, right? So I'm business owner, so it's like first I thought that they are business owner, but it's actually I'm a business owner or HR team member.
People do that a lot, eh? They make mental leaps, like they assume people are gonna make the jump with them, but they make the leap in their head and assume that it's just an obvious one. You need like in copy we call it like chain link words, like things that will connect things together. So for example, like if I was writing this page here, I would write perfect for you if, and then you put it the I'm a business owner in quotation marks so that people know like, hey, this is something that I say, like this is my turn, and then it creates that connection between, like you said, their perspective and then your perspective, not just kind of muddling it together, hoping people understand.
Yeah, and then also speak to Jazz HR rep. It looks like a sales call. Like here, I'm clicking requesting a demo.
Yeah.
So I want to get a demo, and here, like speak to some rep.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I still want to see a demo. So you should be, again, consistent, right? So you should say, get your free demo, right? Or find a time or book a time for your demo, right? It shouldn't be like speak for some, because now I'm like, okay, this guy's just going to try to sell me something. And like, it's like all the situations, like when I get it, even here, I get it's going to be a sales call, but like, I don't want to explicitly talk about this. And it's like the same if you, on a date with a girl, you're not saying let's go to me and get laid, right? You're saying let's go and watch Netflix. I don't know. So it's like you're not like everybody understands, but you don't have that. You don't want to talk about this, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say the relevancy here is like the coherency. It's like pretty bad. I don't know if you can give it 0. I probably know, but like let's give it 1. It's like really bad, guys, here. And storytelling used to create resonance. I think Dim already answers this one. There is no story at all. Like it's completely disorganized from this perspective. So our customers love us, and we know you will too. And then integrations, bring the power. Yeah, I would say there is no story. By the way, I'm still thinking we can give one more point for emotional resonance, because yeah, they do use a lot of recruit better, for example, effortlessly,
Yeah.
customers love us, easy integrations, bring the power, great hire. So I actually feel like pretty good, like after reading this page in terms of emotions. Like I still don't know what is it, right? I still don't understand. I'm still not gonna buy, but at least it doesn't make me feel bad. So I would actually go back here to emotional resonance. I probably give it 3. So I like how they use this aspect of it. Of a page.
Yeah. They do use pretty good uplifting and positive words. Kind of
Yeah,
like it's kind of relief. It's like I
yeah,
don't know if
really. That's a good point.
yeah,
Good
like
word.
I don't know if you guys watched the last episode where we talked about like just 4 like different trigger words and different conversion optimization tips for landing pages, but we were talking about one of the frameworks was new, easy, safe, and big, and fast. And so these are just 5 points. Like if you want to help improve a website, new, easy, safe, big, fast, if you just add these and sprinkle these throughout, you'll be able to uplift the conversions a lot, just because it helps people feel better, right? So they have fast, they have easy, they don't have new or big, and they don't have safe. So these are things that they could add, right? So risk reversals, something new like the best, used by the greatest companies, or they just add these different elements, but at least they have fast and easy, which are always good, just to kind of live
Yeah,
by
they
as
have
well.
fast, they have easy, they have effortless. Yeah, this
Yeah.
guys, let's give it even 4, I think. Yeah, for this one. So yeah, I think that's the relevance section right now. So you see it's 33% out of 100.
Mhm.
So there is a lot of potential here to optimize for relevance, and not even speaking about others. And I think we're gonna wrap up for today because it's pretty lengthy talk. And we'll really think about how to shorten this formats of audits. Maybe we will, use just relevance, 1 score, trust, 1 score, without breaking down them. Because I get this is way better to break it down, but like we are doing this first of all in our spare time, and we can't like spend 6 hours talking about one company and one website. So yeah, we'll probably update this format for the next time. But for now, I hope guys this was helpful, at least in depth how to do this relevant section. And let us know your thoughts, leave some comments, and have a great rest of your week. I think we'll see you next time.
Yeah, and just as a reminder, if you guys want us to review your website, just leave the link to your website in the comments below, and we're gonna pick one out after we're done with Jazz HR.
Good. Awesome. Have a great
Awesome.
day, guys. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye bye.